What was I like before meditation? I was a bit of a jackass.
I think most meditators would agree with John Carson.
I've been a police officer for about 15 years.
But I wonder how many officers would. Lately, we've become almost desensitized to the horrific images and stories coming out of police violence and shootings. Meeting John was so refreshing. He was presenting a solution to the violence that all parties could use.
The thing with meditation is it's bringing us to the one person that we probably hate being with the most, which is ourself. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. It gives you that pause. And I know I have a lot of people that will say, well, no, we have to be in this tactical advantage and we can't be vulnerable. But mindfulness can still bring you to a place where you can still have that pause prior to going into that interaction. And it's just, a lot of people talk, it's the anchoring of the breath.
Why is this so important? Policing is one of the most stressful occupations out there.
Stop fighting.
All right, I'm not fighting.
With the mental and the physical health risks.
Back up, back up.
Officers willingly accept this.
We used to use fitness as a way of dealing with a lot of our internal issues, but it wasn't really dealing with our mind. We'd feel great after that run or that workout, but we were still dealing with the thoughts and the feelings that were attached with whatever call we were going to.
Unresolved thoughts lead to pent-up emotions. In a study that got published earlier this year, it cited excessive anger as the prevailing emotion. This decreases the well-being of the officer and has the potential to negatively affect the well-being of the public.
How can I deal with someone else's mental health issues if our own mental health issues aren't taken care of?
They're exposed to unfortunate circumstances on a regular basis. In the States, 15 to 18% of police officers suffered from PTSD in 2015.
If I go back to my original event of January 22nd, 2009, involving a young child and the circumstances surrounding that, I think that was probably a triggering event, a triggering moment for me. I've been dealing with that event and many others for quite some time.
And he's been dealing from the inside out with meditation.
So if we as officers can take a step back, use the meditation or the mindfulness, whatever practice you have, to bring some space between you and that response versus the reaction.
And I'm standing there, I'm like, sir, why did you shoot me? And his words to me, he said, I don't know.
I think we can add that to our tool belt and be that much more effective with dealing with the public.
He seemed really relaxed.
Blood pressure is probably down to 120 over 60-ish.
But he wasn't always.
I lost sight of how to communicate. I showed up and I expected the people to do what I said. And plain and simple. Now it's more, no, let's have some dialogue.
This lack of effective communication has caused major misconceptions for both police and civilians.
No, I'm not.
Take the bag off.
No.
Everybody here has families and has good days and bad days, but we're human beings and we make mistakes. Just like we need to remember that the public are human beings and they make mistakes as well. Right?
And then after that I see, excuse me, could you guys give me my personal...
I strongly believe in this. I think this is, no, actually it's not that I think, I know this is a new way of doing this job that has provided myself and my family so many great things, and being able to give back to the community is a big part. Hold, 1, 2. If all of our recruits are getting this type of awareness training, we have systemic organizational change.
Whether you're in uniform or not, mindful meditation helps us break down barriers and allows us to see each other as human beings first. Now, York Region Police is trying to quantify their results to have other forces adopt a mindful training for their officers. For CE News, I'm Raji Kabli.